In a way, Westwood was one of my first loves because she was somebody who gave us a sense of identity.
Vivienne Westwood and Kawakubo.
Two women who came to fashion with a desire to rewrite the rules of dress.
The combination of masculine and feminine.
What an extraordinary exhibition this is.
I feel very emotional being here.
The queens of punk fashion.
Hey, I am Elina Reddy and welcome to Foreign Influence.
It was a wild experience.
Something clicked in me and I didn't want to be average anymore. What I love about the dragon is
How did that come about?
Well, educated.
So here you survived for about an hour?
Best young emerging actor.
Oh, wow.
It has to be on point.
Yeah, yes. A particular sketch with Rebel Wilson.
Never stopped learning.
I decided to run away.
Here I am, continuing my tennis journey here.
Thought, that's it? A few opinions about what
Passages.
that made your journey harder? This is Elina Reddy and welcome to Foreign Influence. Today we're visiting the National Gallery of Victoria for their blockbuster summer exhibition, Vivienne Westwood and Kawakubo. Two iconic fashion designers collide in a daring exploration of style, rebellion and innovation. By Danielle, who is the curator at the National Gallery of Victoria. Danielle, what do you think about this exhibition?
Oh, I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled. This is the culmination of 2 years planning, research, and to see everything come together in three-dimensional space and to see those juxtapositions and the conversations between the two designers happen is just a dream come true.
Vivienne Westwood and Kawakubo. How do they collide in this exhibition? What is their point of difference and also what is their point of commonality?
That's a really good question. So one of the great things about Vivienne Westwood and Kawakubo is they are two women who really came to fashion with a desire to rewrite the rules of dress. So their work is provocative, it's challenging, and it's questioning. And over the course of their careers, they have really, I guess, tackled very similar themes in their practices. So they have challenged our ideas about beauty, about taste, about gender, about the body, but have done so in incredibly different ways. In the exhibition, we look at their work through 5 thematic chapters. So we look at the idea of punk and provocation, the idea of rupture, reinvention, their interest in the body, and also the power of clothes, the way that they use fashion as a form of messaging and as a form of activism. Some of the great highlights in the exhibition you can see in this room here, where we juxtapose Kawakubo's interest in tailoring, in pattern making, in the craft of making, with Vivienne Westwood's exaggerated, hypersexual, feminine take on tailoring traditions. And what you see in this space is their use of very, I guess, conservative and conventional menswear fabrics like pinstripes, like tweed, like plaid, completely reinvented according to their own vocabularies.
What I find fascinating is that these two designers are from different continents of the world, and yet they are so powerful in the fashion industry, and they're from two very different cultures, but yet they go so well together.
I know. I think one of the great synergies is the fact that Westwood and Kawakubo were born a year apart. So they were born into the 40s, they grew up in the 60s and 70s, and they really came to fashion with, I guess, a belief in kind of artistic and creative freedom, but also fashion was a means of social freedom and economic freedom. They both rose to be independent fashion labels that really have, I guess, changed the landscape of what we wear.
Wellington. I'm an Associate Professor of Art History at the Australian National University.
That is such an impressive title. How do you become a professor?
Well, a lot of hard work. You study. Well, to be a professor, you traditionally, to be an art historian, you will study undergraduate and go through and get your PhD. I'm a specialist in 18th century France. So that sort of connects me a little bit to the Westwood world.
So you are at home in this room?
I feel particularly at home with some of these pieces because I'm from Canberra too, and this is a piece borrowed from the National Gallery of Australia, so I know this piece quite well.
What do you like the most about this piece?
Vivienne Westwood was so obsessive about fabrics, and she was a lover of the tradition of fabric making in the British Isles, and I think for this piece behind us, we're seeing the Macandreas blue tartan that she developed for her Anglomania show. And it was the final piece in the Anglomania show where she had beautiful kilts. She used the kind of tartans in traditional tartan weavings, but also had silks made in the same tartans. And Vivienne herself was really proud of the fact that she got her tartans registered in the official Scottish tartan registers. And often it takes a very long time for that to happen. So for me...
She was a rebel.
She was a rebel, but she also loved tradition. And for me, her tartans represent that deep engagement with tradition and fabric and artisanship that really sets her apart. She was interested in every element of the costumes, particularly these tartans in the early period. And she put her all into designing all of the colourways and creating these extraordinary gowns, which themselves are inspired by wonderful courtwear from the 18th century.
I am so impressed with how your fascination and your love for history and for fashion.
Thank you.
When did you become interested in fashion?
I was never not interested in fashion as a child. In fact, in a way, Westwood was one of my first loves. I came to Westwood via music. When I was a rebellious teenager, quite young, at about 13, I found out about punk music and the Sex Pistols. And then I started becoming a bit of a fan of the band, even though this was later. This was the 90s for me. And then I started to see the clothes that they were wearing, and I wanted to look like that too. I felt like I wanted to sort of become part of that tribe. And then I learnt more and more about Westwood, and as I've gone, now I'm just dressing my inner child. I wear Westwood, I collect Westwood, and she's very important to me for my own story. And I feel that's quite a common story with Westwood. Like, she's somebody who means a lot to those of us who wear and collect her, because she was somebody who gave us a sense of identity, gave the sort of, the people who felt like they didn't quite belong. She gave us something to belong to. Yeah. There's so much to see in this show. I'm so surprised. I'm taking it all in. I'm a bit overwhelmed myself. I came wearing my pirate gear today, and you'll see in the first room there are some original Westwood 1981 pirate gear too. So I was really excited to see that. And I'm just trying to take it all in. It's an overwhelming experience because I know these clothes well, and I really love them.
Wedding dress is one of the most recognizable wedding dresses in pop culture and in the world. It was worn by Sarah Jessica Parker in the movie Sex and the City. But at first it debuted itself in 2007 at Paris Fashion Week. Vivienne Westwood created this dress, and a lot of people refer to it as a cloud dress because you can see different layers of clouds in it if you look very closely. Fashion designer. Emma, please tell us about your fashion brand.
Yeah, so I'm a fashion designer for Cotton On. So I work on their men's denim range, which is really exciting because our customer is quite a young, youthful customer. And I'm also a fashion stylist, so I work with a number of musicians and also celebrities and just other people in the media that need my help in getting dressed and for certain things. And yeah, I think Westwood and Kawakubo really influenced my time in fashion and actually inspired me to study fashion at RMIT. So I feel very emotional being here, but in the best possible way, because I think they're both so iconic and so disruptive to fashion in a really good way because it's helped it evolve.
I really love your outfit. How did you come up with this ensemble?
Yeah. Well, this is Vivienne Westwood, and I've actually had this for a few years. I think it's from like a late 2000s collection, and I love the harshness of the tailoring, but also the softness and how feminine it looks as well, which is true to Westwood. And obviously had to wear some tartan to represent as well. I do have many Comme pieces at home, but I felt I had to be either Westwood or Kawakubo, and I chose Westwood. Yeah.
We're joined by David Hunt, who has his own television show.
On Channel 31, yes. Bent TV. I was the art hunter, but I can't afford to do it at present because it costs money. But, it's all about the arts, the shows that I'm involved in. What an extraordinary exhibition this is. Isn't it just amazing? And what I love is that the designers, the two designers, and they're opposite sides to each other, so you get a taste, you swing around and you get a taste of each one. And the way the NGV, the way they've set it, look at this, it's just extraordinary.
It takes your breath away.
It does, the presentation is what really gets me. I just love the way they present it as well. And this is probably one of the quieter places because as you walk into the next room, it's extraordinary.
Ooh, it explodes.
It
Oh,
explodes.
looking forward
So
to
come on,
that.
people, come and check it out, because even if you're not really into fashion, you're going to love this show. It's a piece of art. It's an art installation. This whole piece.
What fascinates you about fashion?
Fashion, I'm not a huge fashion person, but I get it. And with like designers like this, they're actually artists. They take it beyond like making clothes per se. They actually create it as a piece of fashion. Yeah.
And with these two designers, Vivienne Westwood and Ray Kawakubo, which team are you on?
Well, you know what? They're both very similar, but very different as well. We grew up, well, I did, knowing so much about Vivienne Westwood, the Sex Pistols, of course, and how outrageous she was. But then on the other hand, like the extraordinary outfits for the designs for catwalk, like stuff that you wouldn't be able to wear out on the street. But I reckon they're about equal, but different but similar. That's what I like about them. Yeah.
Different but similar.
Yeah.
Different but similar extraordinaries.
Extraordinary. Yeah.
I'm a fashion blogger and a long-time fashion tragic, and of course Westwood and Comme de Garçons. These are the queens of punk fashion.
Why do you think fashion is important?
I really like the capacity for an outfit to change your mood. So if I'm feeling a little bit down, I will really take a lot of effort in what I put on, and I can actually feel a bit more convivial.
Why do you think this exhibition is a blockbuster exhibition at the NGV?
Punk women never go out of style. Punk women age beautifully, and more of us need to stand up to authority and do whatever the hell we want.
Yes!
I'm wearing Comme de Garçons, which is from the Autumn-Winter 2013-14 collection.
You look extraordinary.
And a Stephen Jones hat, the Trilby, yes.
How
And it's
did
my
you-
interest in fashion, and also with the NGV, I am involved and contribute to the fashion and textile department, and I'm passionate about fashion. So yes, even though I live in Brisbane, I come down to Melbourne often.
This was a very good reason to visit Melbourne.
Yes, absolutely.
exhibition.
Yes, yes.
So when you mentioned that you contribute to the textiles,
Oh, I'm a foundation member for the NGV. Yes, so it's financial contribution
Such
to
an
the department.
important role.
Yes, yeah.
how did your love for fashion evolve?
Since it's always been with me, and I wear a hat every day. It's my major passion, are hats.
So this is like your signature mark.
Yes, that's right. Yes, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So when you think about Vivienne Westwood or Ray Kawakubo, which team are you on?
Oh, I appreciate both designers, and I've often visited Vivienne's boutique in London and have a couple of her pieces, but Comme de Garçons is probably the one that I lean towards, yeah, out of the two designers, yes.
And what is it about?
Oh, I just think it's about they're both very, very clever, but I just like the ingenuity of the Comme de Garçons label and the difference and the point of difference with each garment. And therefore, the individuality, the deconstruction of something, which the combination of masculine and feminine, which both designers do, but I think Comme de Garçons particularly focus on that, intertwining the feminine and masculine. which is really my look today.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Yes, because you're wearing a jacket, and the jacket is sort of like a bit of a gentleman's jacket, but you contribute so much femininity. I think maybe like with your looks, soft looks, and that very delicate collar.
Thank you.
We're joined by Nicole, who's got a beautiful jewellery brand, Nicole Jewellery. Please tell us, Nicole, what brings you here today?
Today has been a really beautiful opportunity. The design store at the NGV has chosen a few of my pieces to sell in their design store. So
This is absolutely incredible. This is a big deal.
yeah, so exciting. From New Zealand, and it's my first time in Melbourne, so it's been a beautiful experience.
Oh, welcome to Melbourne.
Thank you.
How did you develop your love for jewellery making?
Oh, definitely through so many inspirations, such as people like Vivienne, which is why it's amazing to be here. But I used to make pieces out of found things that I'd find at vintage stores, and then found a love for goldsmithing. So
This is incredible. Well, I really love the jewellery piece you're wearing
thank
today.
you so much.
Did you make that yourself?
Yes, I did. It's a solid silver choker with giant hinges and freshwater pearls.
My name is Chen. I'm a fashion writer and for a couple of magazines and also a couple of websites and covering fashions and events.
Which magazines?
That's magazines that I have columns with, which is a national newspaper in Malaysia, which is a monthly column. And this event here today is I'm very glad and very honored that to be invited by NGV to come here to cover the event and talk about what's going on. As a matter of fact, back in the 1990s, I have the honor to meet and work with Miss Westwood when she was doing a one-night only charity shows in Kuala Lumpur. And I was a student then, but it was nothing related to fashion then. And we were being asked to go to the backstage to be a dresser and to help out. And we have a couple of very nice moments with Miss Westwood when she was there doing the whole one-night only events for the people in Malaysia. That was wonderful experience. And that was even before I was in fashion business.
Oh, well, clearly it made an impact on you because you remember it.
A huge inspiration, to be honest, even until today. And her work brings us a lot of life and energy and a vibe and very positive ways that how we see things differently and do things in different ways. And that's always inspiring.
I hope you enjoyed this exhibition as much as I have. Two iconic fashion designers with their rebellious styles who changed the game of fashion forever.